start at the National Assembly in Seoul, where an annual parliamentary audit of the government kicked off earlier on this Tuesday.
Over the next 20 days, lawmakers will question officials from a record 672 government offices and agencies. But as our Ji Myung-kil reports, there are concerns Parliament is not as prepared as it should be.
12 of 16 parliamentary standing committees got started with their audits of government offices this Tuesday. The Foreign Affairs Committee, in its questioning, urged the government to prepare thoroughly for high-level talks with North Korea that are slated to take place in the coming weeks. Regarding the possible lifting of economic sanctions that were imposed on Pyongyang after its attack on the South Korean warship Cheonan in 2010, the committee called on the government to be flexible for the sake of bettering cross-border relations. The Defense Committee focused on the possible deployment of an American anti-missile defense shield in the South to deter ballistic missile threats from North Korea. The Public Administration Committee criticized the government's botched initial response to the deadly Seoul ferry tragedy and asked whether dismantling the Korea Coast Guard and the National Emergency Management Agency was an appropriate follow-up measure. But the lack of preparation caused by the month-long political standoff has raised doubts about whether the audit will fulfill its purpose.
The parliamentary audit should not be seen as political theater. Lawmakers should refrain from scolding and humiliating witnesses.
53 government agencies are subject to inspection today, but some standing committees are already facing problems with absent witnesses and lack of cooperation from the ruling Sanctions party.
In Korea, a parliamentary audit of the government takes place every year. The ruling party usually puts more emphasis on recommending improvements to the government offices that are being audited, while the main opposition party usually focuses more on pointing out the missteps of the incumbent government. Ji Myung-kil, Arirang News.